Joe Abboud is in studio. Hey, Bernie. So I'm in a store on Monday, and I picked up this beautiful double-breasted black vest and this part of the new outfit. I've already had the jacket and stuff before. But his daughter is there. Have you met Lila Abboud?
I don't think so.
No, maybe she should come in studio with me one day.
She should. First of all, she's adorable.
She's a sweet kid.
Obviously, she dresses great, and she's really pretty, and she's really nice.
Thank you.
And she was so nice to me and about us, about Bernie and I. And she said to me what you said to us a million times, and Phil the Tailor said that people keep coming in,
yeah,
because they love Bernie and Sid.
Well, they do love you guys, and it's amazing. Phil will say we had another Bernie and Sid sighting today. It's really been great, and you guys have been amazing. And, we really, again, it's your friends, and it's really genuine, and people really, your listeners love you. And when they come in, it's really genuine in terms of how they react to the store and with your enthusiasm. So thank you, guys.
Well, you're making us blush. You can't tell with Sid, but I'm turning beet red.
That's right.
And speaking of amazing, look who's talking, Joseph. We love you. And let me just say this, that this Joseph Abboud segment is sponsored by the Joseph Abboud Black Label store that we just talked about at the corner of Quality and Style, or if it's easier, 49th and Madison.
It's a great
and
location.
It's a beautiful place. This time of year, I got to imagine, the scaffolding has been taken down,
That's right. And all the Christmas decorations, we're serving hot mulled cider. I love this time of year.
Your windows are gorgeous.
Yeah, we've won all kinds of awards for that. But it's really a great experience to have people come in and feel surrounded by a place and feel comfortable and no pressure about shopping, but just look at beautiful clothes.
Well,
and that really is key.
But let's talk about that experience. Because, yes, when I was there on Monday, Phil did offer me a hot apple cider.
Yeah, I make him make it every day.
I like that.
And I did walk around the whole block, Bernie, to look at all the windows. His windows are absolutely gorgeous, award-winning. But there is something to the neighborhood store. We just had Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
And people spent like $10 billion
Incredible.
on Amazon.
Incredible numbers.
Right. And there's no experience. You sit at home or on your phone, and when you go to your store, or for that matter, many of your local retail shops.
That's right.
There's a connection. There's a love you can't get with Amazon.
I love that. I really believe in supporting your small retailers,
Absolutely.
your local retailers.
Yep.
They are knowledgeable. They know their products. And it's an experience. Of course, we all shop online. But if you really want the touch and feel, if you're buying clothing.
Especially clothing.
It's really wonderful to walk into a great little shop. It doesn't have to be my shop. It can be any shop. Walk into a store where you get the service and people greet you. The humanity aspect.
Absolutely.
That human touch is so important, especially at this time of year.
Yeah.
I mean, if we offer, we kid about the cider. But you know what? It's a nice touch. And Phil said he's like 10 for 10. Anybody he's offered the cider to, they take it.
They all take it.
So
right.
Is it hard cider by any chance?
No, it's not. But it's mulled and it's spiced and it smells
Nice,
great.
I like
and
it.
it feels like Christmas and there's pine cones and trees in the store. I love Christmas. I love Christmas in New York. We talk about it. But I really think it's key to support those local retailers.
And not only...
And they need you.
I was just going to say, even for your own good, if you want stores in your neighborhood with for rent signs and vacant windows, then don't go. Because that's what's going to happen.
Right. And the interesting thing about the small shops, very often you'll find things you can't find anyplace else. There's something special. There's a connective relationship between the owner and his products. And it just makes you feel good. And also I think their service is always there. It's also easier to spend money. You feel good when there's a relationship. So from a business perspective, they're very engaged in their business. They need to make those sales. And, if you look at New York, we have all the traditional stores, the international shops.
Yeah.
And they're great too. But I think just at this time of year, really support your local retailers.
Agreed. And I walked down the block to your store.
Right.
Saks looks beautiful this time of year.
It's a gorgeous store.
It's a gorgeous store. And their Christmas decorations are every bit as nice as Macy's.
Right.
But what people have to understand is this, and I don't think they get this. You can get Joseph Abboud clothing in other stores.
Right.
I believe Men's Warehouse.
Right, Men's Warehouse, right. We do a great job there. But it's the product in our Joseph Abboud store, our flagship store, is just one-of-a-kind product that's
only
in that store.
Only in that store.
So it's more curated in a sense.
The outfit I wore Monday night to Lincoln Center, for example, the blue velvet vest and the blue velvet coat, people are like, where can I get that? I said, only one place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only in your the flagship store.
Right. And what's interesting, we only produce a small quantity for that store, so that you're not going to see it coming and going. We might only produce 24 of those vests or 36 worldwide total.
Really?
Yeah. So each piece is exclusive, and we do a lot of signed pieces. But I just think I love spending time there because I love interacting with the customer. I want to know what they think. And we've got 50% of our customers are international. It's amazing. Now, our location is in a great location because we're 49th and Madison, right. But it's incredible how many international customers we have.
And, but also, Joseph, speaking of buying clothes online, I can't tell you how many times I had to return it. I don't even return it. I just throw it aside. It just doesn't fit.
It's very interesting you said that, Bernie. The shopping habits of men and women are so different. Guys, if they buy something and it doesn't work, they forget about it.
Right.
Women, and that's why return rates are so high. Women will return, rightfully so. I watch my daughters, and I see boxes coming to the house and going, what are you going to do with those? Oh, we'll try them on, we'll return them. But it's a different experience. If you're going to buy a suit or a beautiful jacket or something in cashmere, isn't it great to touch it?
Right there. Do it right there.
And put it on and feel the experience.
See, what I do is I go into a store and I try on slacks.
Right.
And then, because I've got this great upper body, I walk around your store with just slacks
as we all talk about in the store, right?
I walk right into the area where people are I swear, Bernie, I'm not kidding you. I walk out with my slacks on and no shirt.
Naked from the top up.
We're lucky you don't have a great lower body.
It's like this, right. It's like the singing cowboy in our store, But it's amazing. When Sid is there, it's amazing how many people he does run into.
I do.
That do listen to the show.
Yes, almost every time.
Yeah.
Including Monday, yes.
And what I think is interesting is if you look at our staff, it's a small staff. Shelley and Ronald and Alec and Lila.
Yeah.
They really care about the customer.
They do.
And that kind of warms my heart that they really care about the job they're doing and being professional and making guys look great.
We can just hear it in your voice, the way that you care.
Yeah, I do. And I love, it's funny. I could see a guy pick up and buy a tie, and I'm going, you know what? I love that guy. He believes in us. He thought we were good enough to make a purchase.
And that's a good gift. I mean, I think sometimes, people, because you have to buy so many gifts for so many people.
Yeah,
and
gift giving is important now. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And so they
buy a pocket square.
Pocket square.
That's a great gift. Or one of our bracelets. There are small items that you don't have to spend a fortune and, get it.
You'd be surprised how many women appreciate a small item. Trust me.
Well, not in your case, Sid. We know that's the opposite. But, no, I just, and this time of year, Bernie, it's funny. We right. Right. I always try to raise the level of the show.
Right,
and somehow, just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Right. Right.
Let me ask you: what you're wearing is it's a nice scarf? Do you call it a scarf or an ascot?
No, I call it a scarf. I mean, we have all kinds of scarves in the store. For me, listen.
Ascot's very gay, just so you know.
Yeah, it's good, and it's interesting because that would have been the 1930s, 1940s, right?
Right.
The
Montgomery
ascot.
Cliff,
So scarf. I love
Hudson.
that. I love all that stuff.
Me too.
Are you kidding
Me
me?
too.
Bernie and I, we could talk about TCM. I know you hate it. We could talk about it all day.
I don't hate it.
But let me tell you something that you should learn about.
Okay.
The style that came from those films was the precedent to create everything we
That's
do
what I'm
today.
wearing today.
That's what you could have. You know what?
I could be Clark Gable.
And I will say this: the last point I'm going to make today is you've transformed. I've seen you for the last 6 months, last year.
Yeah.
You've started to like clothes. Now you love clothes.
I do.
Now you're starting to look like James Bond. It's scaring me. It's really scaring me. But you really are wearing it well. And I'm not here to tell you that.
Yeah, you are.
I just took a picture of you to send out to tweet because you really put it together well. And
Thank
you
you.
really love it.
I do.
So that's all thanks to the Joseph Abboud flagship store.
Absolutely. You made a man out of
We
this
did.
guy.
We brought him to a new
man.
level. We
Yes.
brought him to a new level.
We did. Now we got to clean up his...
Well, there's other things we have to take care of, but let's not worry about that today.
Small steps.
That's right.
But Joseph, you're great.
Thank you, Bernie.
Joseph Abboud Black Label flagship store. Again, 49th and Madison. 9 working days out of 10. Joseph is there.
I'll be there
toiling
today.
away with apple cider to give to you.
That's right.
I mean, it's a beautiful experience.
And leave the message, support your small local retailers.
Indeed.
It's so important.
Beautiful. Well said, Joseph Abboud. Thank you very much.
Love you guys.
We love you. You look great. Excellent job as
Thanks,
always.
guys.
It's so much fun to have you in here.
I love being here.